Chief Igo, let's just start off with, obviously, you're taking over for Chief Garcia, who is extremely successful in bringing down the crime rate. But we know that you had a hand in that as well. Are you going to continue that same crime plan, or what is your vision at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. I have no plans of scrapping the crime plan at this time. It's going on its fourth year. It's been successful. In fact, at the end of the month, last month, we're down approximately 27% in homicides, which results in 53 less victims. So it's a crime plan that's working. What I will do, however, is continue meeting with the criminologists from UTSA, San Antonio, and my violent crime plan team to make adjustments when necessary.
So one of the things that I think also in the past DPD has struggled with is those community relations, and people want to know how are you going to work well with community activists? I know like Anton Lucky and some of those guys have been in here advising Chief Garcia. Would that be the same sort of philosophy that you have when it comes to building those gaps?
Sure. You know, I think we need to realize that the policing profession has changed over the years, and those activists, the community stakeholders, those community navigators are important to the success of reducing crime in our communities. So absolutely, I'll be meeting with them and having those hard discussions with them.
I know you really can't talk about the amendments, but one of the things that people are advocating in those amendments is they want more police officers. But that has been a problem from day one. What do you have an answer for that? Because y'all are like 600 to 800 officers short, which has been a problem forever.
Yeah, so I can't speak about it, but what I can tell you is I'm very proud of our recruiting team. They've been working extremely hard over the last year. We actually met our hiring goals this year for this fiscal year and exceeded it. So we ended up about with 253 hires this year. And they know my expectations. My expectations going into the next year is that we meet that hiring goal as well. And we're going to be focusing more on this state, the Metroplex area, to fill those ranks.
When it comes to transparency and holding officers accountable, I mean, you were in internal affairs. I think you've done 2 stints in internal affairs. I believe you were the lieutenant over internal affairs at one point.
Yes.
So when it comes to those, like officer-involved shootings, what are you going to do when it comes to that?
Yeah, so our community expects us to be accountable and transparent to them. And so I expect my officers to be accountable as well. I will say this, however, our officers are human. We go through the same issues that people not involved in law enforcement go through as well, whether it's personal issues, family issues, work issues, whatever the case be. I think there's a difference between making a mistake that was not intentional versus making a mistake that was intentional. And those mistakes that were not intentional can often be corrected with minor discipline and or some corrective action. Those were intentional. I will hold those officers accountable. My job where I sit now is to maintain a standard on this department.
Will you be able to make any promotions at this point? Because I know that the associations, they're wondering what's going to happen, who's going to get promoted. Right now there's not a Latino up in the upper ranks of the command staff, so will you be able to do those?
Yeah, so just sitting in this seat for the last week or so, I'm looking at several things, but one of the things I'm looking at is to not so much maybe make promotions at this time, but fill some of those vacancies within the command staff with interim positions. I think it's important to continue growing this department, and you do that by putting people in those positions and getting them ready for the next step.
This department has always had the Black Police Officers Association, the Latino officers, the DPA, and at times those associations have not gotten along. I think that's been better under Chief Garcia. How are you going to work with the associations?
Yeah, to Chief Garcia's credit, he's done a great job in building some of the bridges that weren't there before. My plan is to meet with all the associations to some degree. Their role is not too dissimilar from mine, and that is keeping the members and their group happy and trying to improve upon some of the policies and procedures that we have as a department. that they must follow. I know that at times there's going to be instances where they don't get along, and my job is to help bridge some of that common ground. But they're also aware where I stand as well, and my job is to make sure that when I'm looking at any type of policies or changes on the department, that doesn't negatively affect all of the members on the department, as well as the city and the community. And on those issues, my decision will be firm. But I just met with them yesterday. We had a really good meeting, and my plan is to continue those meetings.
What is your philosophy when it comes to community-based policing and the best way to lead a department forward?
Yeah, so our communities are important. It's been known for a while now that police departments cannot address crime across the board, whether it's violent crime or quality of life issues, without our communities. Those stakeholders, just what I said a few minutes ago, are extremely important. I will be meeting with all those community members and having those discussions, what I can do to help forward those relationships. And in some cases even bring them to the table when we're talking about policy changes that affect communities.
How about working with the council? Because that's another constituency that sometimes police chiefs have to address and kind of sometimes battle with.
Yeah, fortunately, in the position that I'm in and the positions I've held before, I've got a great relationship with the council members and willing to work with them, understandingly that they have constituents that they have to meet and have to discuss. And so those conversations regarding the department and crime, we'll have those meetings and we'll address them as they come.
What do you think is the biggest challenge facing the Dallas Police Department right now?
Yeah, so going back just a minute ago, I'm very proud of where we're at on the hiring. But however, I'm a little concerned about our attrition rates from our officers from the 1 to 5 year mark. I'm seeing them leaving at a little bit of a higher rate than what I'm comfortable for. We're always going to have that attrition, but it's gotten to a level now that it's concerning to me. And they're leaving for other jobs, other law enforcement jobs. So I want to make sure we're taking a hard look at that, to address that, to see what we can do to keep them here.
Yeah, I know in the past they offered bonuses and all sorts of stuff. Is that some of the kind of things that you're looking for, incentives to either bring officers back or to keep them here?
Well, I mean, we just rolled out recently the sick time incentive, which I believe is a good incentive. We'll explore all things. Sometimes it's just the job movement. And one of the things I'm looking at is reviewing a promotional process where they have to sit in a position for so long before they're considered for promotions. Also taking a look at the career tracks where we can have officers in our patrol divisions look at different career tracks that they may be interested on the department, hoping to further their career here on the department.
I think one of the things that I hear a lot is that officers and firefighters, honestly, have been struggling with mental health issues. You, under Chief Garcia, and under you also, obviously, they have expanded the mental health unit. How important is that for the success of this department and for the officers?
It's very important. In the 30-plus years that I've been on this department, I'm actually seeing a culture change. And I can't speak highly enough about our wellness unit and what they've done to this point in time. I think officers are coming around where they're actually feeling more comfortable talking about issues that they're having, and knowing that these issues are going to be kept to a certain group or certain person where that confidentially remains and they can get that assistance is so important. We want happy officers. I mean, happy officers are going to be on the department. They're going to stick around. They're going to be more productive on the department. So knowing that we've got a really, really good wellness unit on this department gives me a level of comfort, knowing that we can address officers that way.
And we don't have to add this part, but I know that you had some health issues. Can you talk about how that has impacted you as well?
Yeah. Went through some serious health issues a couple of years ago, and kind of fought through it, and it was a long recovery. But I think once you go through those things, it does make you stronger on the other end, and that's where I'm at now. I've been really fortunate to come up through this department, and there's a lot of officers that have gone through health issues on this department and ultimately passed away from this health issues. So I'm very sympathetic to when our officers and our professional staff go through those health issues, and I think it's made me stronger and a better person as I sit here today.
Yeah. What is your number one priority for this department at this point?
Continuing on the track that we're on. Chief Garcia came in and he put this department on a really good track. I want to make sure we continue on that track, but I am looking at some other things as well, and to make sure that the health and morale of this department continues. We are seeing more younger officers attracted in police work again. I think that's important to this department going forward, that we maintain healthy recruiting classes every year. But I want to grow this department. I want to get this department ready, whether I sit in this seat a year from now or it's some other chief, that the commanders are ready to take over when they need to take over.
Speaking of, are you throwing your hat in the ring?
I'll leave that book open for now.
Okay.
I'm really just concerned about what's going on today and moving this department forward.
So Chief Garcia was a big old Cowboy fan. Everybody knew he was a Cowboy fan. What do we not know about Chief Igo that, something fun about yourself?
Well, I don't want to discourage your reading and your viewing audience to turn away at this point in time, but look, my family's my foundation, and that's where I get the most happiness, especially when I leave here and need to de-stress a little bit. Outside of that, I like to do physical activities and keep up with that. I am not a Cowboy fan. I am a Steelers fan, and I usually get a lot of text on Sunday, but I'm okay with that, and I know I'm in Cowboy country.
So you're not going to have a big old cowboy rug in your office?
No, I will not have a big old cowboy rug.
Well, you'll probably be a little bit happier than Chief Garcia was at times after a Cowboy game.
Yes, and look, when they played a couple weeks ago, I heard about that as well when the Cowboys won, so it goes back and forth.
And your wife, she's a police officer as well.
She is.
So you come from, strong law enforcement here.
Yes.
Support.